Over 20 strikes and 80 deaths. Is the U.S. breaking international law with lethal strikes against alleged drug smuggling vessels in the Caribbean and Pacific?
So a range of legal experts, both in the United States and abroad, including experts associated with the United Nations, have condemned these maritime strikes in the Caribbean and the Pacific as violating international law, and specifically have referred to them as extrajudicial killings. The former prosecutor for International Criminal Court has even characterized these lethal strikes as crimes against humanity. And I think it's notable that reportedly a number of U.S. partners and allies have either expressed concern or curtailed support due to concerns that they would be complicit in violations of international law if they somehow assisted in these strikes.
U.S. action brings up various layers of legal problems. First,
Congress has not authorized any of these military operations. Okay, so you have an unauthorized campaign of airstrikes at sea in the Caribbean and the Pacific. Relatedly, because Congress has not authorized it, these strikes are subject to time limits imposed by the War Powers Resolution. And then you have an additional domestic law set of considerations relating to premeditated killing. We refer to premeditated killing outside of armed conflict using the term murder. The administration has suggested that somehow the United States is actually in an armed conflict, and therefore the law of war might provide some justification for these premeditated killings, and then thus render premeditated killing in this context not murder. They're not organized armed groups. They're not the type of entity that has the characteristics of military hierarchy, organization, ability to conduct combat operations with whom the U.S. could actually even be fighting in an armed conflict. So this whole notion that somehow these lethal strikes aren't murder because they're justified under the law of war just doesn't withstand any sort of scrutiny.